and how are you all doing? Welcome back, my love. So this is coming from Shaun. He says, I will do a quick Q&A, hard questions only. Also, please, this is non-BBN related, thanks. So on his Snap, everything is happening there on Snap. I am always on those people's Snap because, of course, gist must come forth. You get the point? So you guys know about Shaun. Anything about Shaun is always chaotic. Let's see this Q&A to the very end. The fans abide to the rule of no BBN related. Of course, no. If it's not BBN related, what would they ask him? How do they know Shaun? Is it not true BBN? So, pas possible. It is impossible. So I'll get this first one that says, proud of your comfy brand. The shirt screams luxury. How do you consider people as genuine friends? After you just tried to talk about the brand, you still went back to friendship thingy. And friendship thingy amounts to what? Housemate. So Shaun says, thank you. I am really big on quality. As for friendship, I am still trying to figure that out because I think as I grow as a person, the more my mindset changes in terms of understanding people. But without giving a long answer, I would say if I can trust that person, okay, if I can trust that a person knows my character, then I will consider you a genuine friend. The idea of me or who you want me to be is different to who I actually am. This is actually deep. The idea of who you want him to be is different from who he is, and that's on period. Somebody says, when are comfy bags coming out? And he said, I'm still deciding when to release them, but this quarter for sure. That's this year, quarter of this year. And somebody says, equilibrium or breaking even. Which level do you think your life is now? How best do you plan to move past the stage you are currently regard? And he says, I am in between both actually. Okay, I am in the building stage still because I am still heavily investing in myself and my work to lay foundations for the future because it's not a sprint but a marathon. My plan, which I am currently doing, is to build things that last longer than Shaun. God has blessed me to be in the position I am currently in, so I can disappoint him. I can't disappoint him and drop the ball. I gotta go harder. So I think he wants to put I can't there because I can't suit what he's trying to say than I can that is actually here. So this was what Shaun replied to this person, and I think this really, really makes sense. Okay, let's continue. It's actually a long one. Just sit back, relax, and see what Shaun have for us. Somebody says, when will you start working with London brands? And he says, 2025 by God grace, that's this year. Amen to that. Somebody says being outside frequently in this part of the world is mostly viewed as a person not serious minded who wants to flex and vibes always without serious plan in life. Do you? And then he replied and says people don't know there is more money outside than inside. A lot of important conversations are being made outside. Oh really? Okay. Whichever works for you, darling. And then this says, what's the qualities? Okay, what's the qualities you think are most important in a spouse, and what is your worst there? And then he says, good communication, trust, loyalty, understanding, and God-fearing. Worst traits are people who can't control their emotions, lack respect, and vindictive. And then another person says, are you an outgoing person or prefer being home more? Do you consider yourself a loyal, honest, and trustworthy person? He says, I am both, just depends the day and how I am feeling. I will change your question to, would people consider me those things? I think honesty, 100%. Trustworthy, yes, for the most part. And loyalty, I think people see me and already think I am not loyal. Although people have their idea of how loyalty should be. Okay, so according to Shaun, he is all of this thinking, but it's depending from the person at the receiving end, if he's considered that. Okay, and then somebody, Morekeji, says, how do you know a genuine friendship? He replied, when you do things for a person but never with the intention of wanting something back and vice versa. Okay, that's actually a nice reply. Someone said this to him, smooth Shaun, you are an amazing person. As the year comes to a close, I am filled with gratitude for the opportunity to witness your growth and success. You have earned every bit of it, Smooth. Thank you for teaching me how to be honest in any way or anywhere I found myself. And it's only the beginning, and keep inspiring us all. I am so proud of you, Smooth. And he says, oh, this is so sweet. I give all glory to God, to be honest. So, thank you. Okay? And then this other one says, what is one thing that triggers you? And he replied, there is more than one. I would say speaking at me instead of to me. Secondly, accusing me of something I didn't do. Thirdly, insulting my intelligence by trying to wrestle your way out of a situation. So you see this part of speaking at me instead of to me. That is one of the problem he had with Wanni in the house. Said Wanni is shouting. Okay? Comfy slides and male gym wears. Do you have that in mind? And then he says yes and so much more. Shaun, we await what you have for us this year and I wish you the best. Chief says, if you had the choice to pick a location in Nigeria for your perfect house, where would that be? Plus, what type of house? Detached, full duplex, a terrace, a condo, a bungalow, servant. And here is his reply. He says, I think I will actually pick Oniru. Funny enough, and maybe because I am from London, but my ideal house is like a massive two-floor modern apartment with 24-hour security, living chef and maid. I wouldn't mind a massive house either. It's just not my preference. Okay, that's okay. But you already have a cute house anyways. And then someone says, what genuinely makes you excited and happy? He says, if I'm being honest, peace of mind makes me very happy, and that's in all aspects of my life. So for Shaun to be genuinely happy, all he needs is what? Peace of mind. Because of course, peace of mind is underrated. We tend to put other things first before that. Okay, Lisa says, you come across as vindictive and petty. Am I right or wrong? And happy holidays, by the way. And he replied and says, Law, in a country like Nigeria, I come across as many things. They have called me all sorts of names and attacked my character. But no, I wouldn't say I am those things, especially vindictive. But I can be petty if I think it's necessary. Okay, moving on, it's getting spicy. Okay, what did you do with your 20 million? And he replied, why are you pocket watching? You guys, why are you asking him? And then Trendy says, you said hard question, Law. A couple of weeks ago, you replied to a certain tweet. Did you by any chance feel like you made a mistake replying to that tweet? Especially because of how the community works. Not to take away from how you truly felt, by the way. And then he replied and says, I did say hard questions, you're right. Well, I think it was an innocent tweet from my end. It wasn't directed at any of the housemates, but was for the fans. Do I regret it or think I made a mistake? I am not sure. I think I'll be able to answer that as time goes on. I don't even know how the BBN community works. I only watched the show the last 2 seasons periodically because I was living in London. I am experiencing how the community works in real time as I wasn't aware prior. So what people deem as mistake will be made. So according to Shaun, more mistake will be made. You guys should get ready. And you guys know where this question is coming from, right? You know the tweet. If you follow me back to back, you would understand. Okay, somebody says, what is your thought about keeping malice? Hope you have changed because yours is scary. And he said, funny enough, I don't keep malice. Google the definition. What I do keep, though, is boundaries. I like to protect my peace and energy. Okay, do you think Shaun is right on this one? Because, we all watch the show, just tell me what you think. And then Mitch says, like I said, it's getting spicy. Was that a shower snap you posted some days back, targeted at anybody in particular? Or was this something you found funny and posted but was taken out of proportion? And then he says, if you have been following me, you know that everything I do gets taken out of proportion. But it's okay though, I accept it. Great power comes with great responsibility. Will continue to live my life as I please, because God knows my heart. Okay, so he said that a shower post was not directed to anybody. How do you know that you have found a true lover you can build your life with? He says, this question is so simple but so hard for me to answer because I actually don't know. I think about it sometimes and I don't think I know what a true lover is, because to me, a true lover is unconditional love, but are humans capable of that? And then someone says, why do you think you are not likable? He says, there is too many reasons. I can't even answer this question honestly. But outside of myself, anyone who is blessed or even slightly privileged in any way would not be likable. Oh, and also I can come across as insensitive sometimes. Someone says, what do you think about this saying, my friend's enemy should be my enemy too? And then he says, that is childish. And you guys know that's the trend on the BB street. You guys and this person are not friends. So these people should actually be beefing. It is trending. So Shaun said it's childish. How is life treating you post-show generally, my darling Shaun? I love your personality. And then he says, thank you. I am experiencing the good and the bad and I love it. Okay. And then someone says, how do you handle being trolled, especially from your friends' people? He says, I struggled at the beginning because I cared so much, but now I have been pushed to not care and I am back to being my happiest. I don't even see trolls anymore. I just go about my day and live my life. So trolls, Shaun says, they see you in her face, so he doesn't look Uche face. Have you ever felt a deep connection with someone and let go of that person? And then Shaun says, yes, I have. How do you feel when they say you're using some people for clout? Because it sounds dumb to me. He says, how do I feel? I would say it's hilarious, really. But I agree with you. It is an uneducated thought process. Wahala be like bicycle. Okay, yeah. And then someone says, Shawnee, I am your biggest fan. My question is, do you see yourself owning a podcast or starting a reality show because your personality is so unique? He said, I had a podcast before on Spotify, but I won't say the name. Would I do one again? Possibly. I think I can produce the best reality TV show. As for me being on reality TV again, it's unlikely for now. So Shaun said he doesn't see himself going back to Biggie's house for now. He's still facing the heat. But he said he knows he can produce a quality reality TV show. Yeah. Produce and not among the people who will be there. You said non-BBN related law. It seems people been asking you BBN related question, and he said they can't help it. I even avoided 95% of BBN question. If you avoid 95%, so what have you been answering here? You've been answering more than that. Okay, let's see some more. Somebody says, will you ever allow fans get in the way of friendship, relationship you built in the house? And he says, on my end, never. But I think fans don't realize how much influence they sometimes have on people's friendship. And this is outside BBN. Even look at David and Bona. I am sure fans have definitely influenced the tension between them at times. They are human, so it's normal for these things to have some effects. You know me, I always say here, I say that yes, we are human beings. Sometimes we feel like fans should not be able to penetrate, but at the same time, they are human beings. They've got emotions. Okay, this person says, cause you're avoiding my BBN question. It is well. Why are you always surrounded by female? And he says, I love being around female more because I prefer their energy. A lot of the time, some guys would be trying to compete with me when I ain't even competing. Women just give me better vibes. I also have a lot of guy friends, and the guys I chill with, that's you all see on the regular, don't compete. We don't have that ego towards one another. So Shaun says he prefers female because he knows he's not competing with anybody, because most of the male friends would always feel like they are competing for something, but the male you see him with, they do not compete with him. You cared about her, what haters feel, think about you when you came out of the house. Is that still a thing, or you've grown past that phase? He says, I give 0 Fs now, unfortunately. Trolls, this is for you yet again. Shaun, do you really mean it? Because sometimes we say this thing, but when they would throw this thing, it will get to you, but at the same time, you just stand up and say F you. You get a point? I really, really wish all of the housemates would be like this, because all those trolls, their head is not correct. What is your love language? I realized recently, being within the last year, that it is physical touch and acts of service. I'm sure you discovered that through Wanni. Interesting. Somebody said to Shaun, it's kind of a call out. Wurola says, your opinion, Ball's new ambassador isn't club going, but attend few necessary invitation and work on himself. Ebukatsu, don't mislead youth, especially the introverted ones, that money is made outside. And then he replied and says, everyone brand is different. Some people make money outside, some inside, some both ways. There is many ways to skin a cat. Find the way that is best for you and don't stress yourself about how others do their thing. Peace and love to you. It was the part where he said money is outside, is made outside. So somebody is saying that it's a way of misleading the young youths, that we need to be extroverted to make money. Okay, somebody says, out of curiosity, do you plan on settling down, and who is most likely to be your best man? And he replied and said, I want children one day, so it is no brainer. And probably my best male mate, which you already know who that is. That is Shex. You guys already know that. So he said he wants children, meaning if he get married, it's because of children. I feel like you are not the same Shaun I witnessed inside the house. I enjoyed your bluntness and just being you unapologetically outside the house. You are a bit cautious. I am not Nigerian. Maybe it is a norm there to act in a certain way. And then he replied, when in Rome, act like the Romans. I am still the same person, but I just try and pick and choose when to allow people to experience my full personality. This person that said this to Shaun, you like drama, because tell me, Shaun that is so blunt is the same person you said he changed. Your love language is physical touch, laws, but Shaun, you always come off shy when you are touched or only when on camera. And then he says, must I do everything in front of camera? I am a private person actually, so I prefer these things in private. You guys should let him be. He said it's touch and physical touch and acts of service. It must not be done in camera, okay? Someone says, Shaun, as a young and educated person, please, what do you see in a woman before marrying a person? This question means a lot to me because I'm ready to settle down, but I don't know what some men want in a woman apart from knack. Thank you. Yo, wahala be like bicycle for here. And then he replied and says, in my personal opinion, I think it's easy for a girl to find a husband. I think if you can bring peace to a guy's life and he finds you attractive, then he will put you in the category of potential wife. To make your chances even higher, if you become a helper, then he will most likely marry you. And by helper, I don't mean a maid or slave. You can help in any way, like with his business, personal life, etc. Bear in mind that a man still has to want to marry. What I have said doesn't guarantee marriage. It is just my opinion from speaking to different men. Okay. Guys, what do you think about this part? Wahala be like bicycle. Anyways, guys, I'm going to be dropping my voice right here and now. See you guys later. I think we've spoken enough when it comes to this Q&A with Shaun. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section. Mwah.